Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Genius Knowledge Point, your go-to place for practical programming solutions for diploma, computer and IT students. If you are stuck on any practical assignment or just want to learn how to solve programs step by step, then you are in the right place. The main purpose of making this video is to provide practical knowledge to all diploma students so that they can develop their own programs which will be helpful for their future. In this video, we will see practical number 24 of object-oriented programming, which is for Diploma Computer and IT, third semester case scheme. And the practical number 24 is write programs to copy the contents of one file into another file using formatted input-output functions. So, in the previous practical, what we have seen, we have opened a file, we have read its content, and we have displayed that content onto output screen. Similarly, in this program, in this practical, what we have to do, we have to open a particular file, then we have to read its content, but instead of displaying it on output screen, we have to copy that content to, or we have to store that content to another file. This is the difference between previous practical and this practical. So this is how the practical will be. So moving toward the first question of exercise, that is write programs to copy the contents of one file into another file using formatted input-output function. So we have to open a file, we have to read its content, as we have seen in the previous practical. We have to store that content to another file. So this is how the structure of the program will be. So moving toward the code directly. So as we are doing file handling, we need fstream.h file. So that's why I am including fstream.h. Then second header file is console input output, that is conio.h. Then I am creating main function directory. So void main, inside it first I am clearing the output screen. Then I am taking char c, that is the character variable that we have seen in the previous practical, which we use to store characters of particular file, and we store those characters one by one. So that's why this character variable is needed. Then I am creating one object of ifstream class. So there are two objects, ifstream and opstream. So whenever I want to read content, I will use ifstream class object, and whenever I want to write the content, I will use opstream class object. So ifstream will be reading the content of one file, and opstream will be storing that content to another file. So this is how both the objects will be needed. Then using fin object, what I am doing, I am calling the open function, and inside it I am passing abc.txt in double quotes. So this is my first file name, which will be my input file, and using fout object I am calling open function again, but this time I am using different file name, that is xyz.txt as a parameter, comma iOS scope resolution ATE. So what it represents, I am opening this file which is xyz.txt, and I am attaching the content at the end of the file, that is appending the content. So that's why I am using iOS scope resolution ATE. So what it will do, it will add the content from abc to xyz.txt, but it will not erase original content which is present inside xyz.txt. It will append a new content every time I run this program. So this is how the content of one file will be copied, and that will be added to another file. So abc.txt is input file, xyz.txt is output file name. Next I am creating a character variable, that is char ch. So I think this char c is not needed. So char ch is the character variable that will be storing the content of abc.txt, each character by character, and that will be adding, or that content or ch variable will be added to the output file, which is xyz.txt. So next I am creating a while loop, and inside that while loop I am using this function, that is fin.eof. So what this function will do, it will return a file pointer or end of file content when the file is ended. So if the file is ended or the content from the file is ended, it will return false. otherwise it will return true. So while not fin.eof, that means if the file is not ended, it will return true. So this is how the while loop will continue. So not eof means it will return true, and finally when the file is ended, it will become false because the not is attached here. So this is how the while loop will continue to read characters from abc.txt and store it into xyz.txt. So next I am using get function here. So fin.get, what it will do, it will read the character from abc.txt, and that one character will be stored into ch. So ch is the character variable which we are using to store each character from abc.txt. So as we have stored one character in ch, finally we have to write that character to the output file. But before that I am putting one if condition. If fin.eof means if the file is ended, then ch will be having some garbage value. So if the file is ended here in this statement, I have to break the while loop, otherwise it will display or it will put garbage character at the end. So that's why I am using this if condition. If the file is ended, it will return true and the break will happen and we will be out of the while loop. And if the file is not ended, we will go to fout statement. So fout, then attaching ch. So fout is similar to cout, but the difference is cout is displaying the content on output screen, and fout will be displaying the content or sending that content to the respective fout object file. So we have attached fout to xyz.txt. We have opened xyz.txt to fout. What it will do, it will send that ch character to xyz.txt, and that will be added at the end of the file. So this is how inside while loop each character will be read one by one, and those characters will be sent to xyz.txt. So finally the while loop is ended, and at the end of while loop all the content from abc.txt will be copied or appended to the xyz.txt. So next we have to close both the objects which we have opened. That is, we have opened two files, abc.txt and xyz.txt. So I have to close it. So fin.close will close the abc.txt, then fout.close will close xyz.txt. So both the files are closed here, and finally I am just putting simple message, file content added to xyz.txt, because this program will not generate any output. It will generate a file xyz.txt, and that file will be present inside the system. So we will not see any output on the output screen. So that's why I am putting this message on the output screen to display that the program is run successfully. So this is how the cout will display the output message, and finally get ch is there to hold the output screen, and program is ended here. So selecting entire code, copying the code, going to compiler and pasting the code here. Then I have to save this file where my abc.txt is present, because I need input file for this program. I need an input file to read the content. So that's why I have to save this file where my abc.txt is present. So I am going to file, save as, then going to my folder where we have saved our abc.txt in the previous practical. So I am just naming it copy.cpp. So this program is saved there. Now I am running this program. If you see the file content added to xyz.txt, so this is the message which is displayed at the ending of the program, and there is nothing printed here because we are not printing anything on the output screen. We are sending content to another file. So for that purpose, what I have to do, I have to close this program first, then I have to go where my directory is. So I have saved in C++ folder. So if you see, xyz.txt file is created here, and this is showing me two outputs because this is the output of the first time I have run this program, and this is the output this time we have run this program. So this is how it has appended the content to the end of the file. So this is the first time I have run the program, this is the output at that time, then the file is remained as it is, then I have run this program second time. So this is adding the same content at the end of this day. So this is how we have copied the content from one file to another file, and we have added it to the end of the file, because it is given in the question that we have to add the content. So this is how the first question is ended. Now the next question is under practical related questions. So write a C++ program to read content from one file and write it into another file. If you see, both the questions are same here, so we will be doing only one program for both the questions, because there may be printing mistake, because both the questions is having same content. So program to copy the contents of one file to another file. So the same program is given in both the questions, so we will be performing only one program for both the questions. So it is similar to the previous question we have seen in the exercise. We have to read the content of one file and we have to add that content to the another file. So we will move to the coding part directly, but I am changing this code little bit, because in the previous question what we have done, we have appended the content to the second file. So in this program what we will do, we will not append the content, we will directly add the content as it is. So we will add the content, but we will replace the previous content on the second file. So this is how the program will be. So moving toward the code. So initially, as we are doing file handling operations, we need fstream.h header file, so I am including it. Then conio.h is included. Then going to the main function, first clearing the output screen. Then again I am creating same objects that we have seen in the previous question. So for reading the file, I am creating object of ifstream class, that is fin, and for writing the content to another file, I am creating object of offstream class, that is fout. So both the objects are created here. One is to read the file and second is to write the file. So using fin, I am opening a function, or using a function open and passing abc.txt. So this will be the input file. From this file I will be reading the content, and using fout I am calling open function again, and inside that I am passing xyz.txt. So if you see, I am passing only single parameter. So in the previous question we have seen that two parameters are passed, and this parameter is to append the content at the end of the file. So that's why it is second parameter is taken. But in this program I am not appending content, I am replacing the content. So that's why I am passing just single parameter. So both the objects and file are opened. Then I am creating a char variable, that is char ch, as you have seen in the previous question. Again I am using while loop. So again inside it I am using fin.end of end of file. So what it will do, it will return true when the file is ended, otherwise it will return false, and negative of false, that is negation of false, will be true. So that's why we will go inside a while loop, and as soon as the file is ended it will return true, and negation of true will become false, and we will go outside the while loop when the file is ended. So this is the condition for reading each character one by one and closing the while loop at the end of the file. So this is how the while loop will be. So inside while loop I am using get function on fin object. So what it will do, it will read the data from abc.txt, because fin is opening abc.txt. So that data will be, or character will be read, and that character is stored into ch character. So next again I am using if condition as seen in the previous question. So if fin.eof, that means if end of file is happened here after this get function called, so what it will do, it will print, or it will store the garbage character at the end. That's why I am breaking it before that, if the end of file is happened, otherwise it will send that character to the fout, that means xyz.txt. So this is how the if condition will be. So that will work on the end of the file only. So next statement is fout and attaching ch. So as we have seen in the previous question that ch character will be sent to fout, and fout is opening xyz.txt. So automatically ch will be sent to xyz.txt, and that will continue till the characters are present inside this abc.txt. And once all the characters are read, this EOF will return false and it will go outside the while loop. So this is how the while loop will continue to read characters and store into output file. So finally we have to close both the files using fin.close and fout.close, and finally I am putting a simple message that the content is copied to xyz.txt. So the program is similar to the previous question, just the change is I am not appending content at the end of xyz.txt. I am replacing entire content of xyz.txt using the content inside abc.txt. So this is how the program will be. So finally closing the main function, so selecting all, copying the code, then inside compiler pasting the code. So again I have to save this file where my abc.txt is present, otherwise it will not find abc.txt and it will not show, or it will not copy anything into xyz.txt. That's why I have to save it. I'm just saving it. So I'm naming it copy1.cpp inside my folder, that is C++ folder where abc.txt is present. Now I am running the file. So the output is generated as file content copied to xyz.txt. So as we are not printing anything on the output screen, so it will display only this single message, and the main output will be creation of xyz.txt and its content. So I am going to my folder. So abc.txt is present here, and that content we have to see inside xyz.txt is happened. So if you see, the xyz.txt is showing this is the file named abc.txt, that is the content from abc.txt is copied as it is into xyz.txt. And we have seen that in the previous question there was appended message, but in this time there is no message appended here because we have replaced that using our program. So inside program we have not using appended coding, so that's why it has replaced entire content of xyz.txt. So this is how this practical is completed. Also the practical number 24 is completed, which was regarding copying the content of one file to another file using formatted input output functions, and we have done, or we have performed it properly. So that's it for today's practical. I hope this helped you understand the solution clearly. Code for this practical is available at the link given in the description. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such diploma level programming solutions. If you have any doubts or need solutions for other programs, drop a comment below. I will be happy to help. And hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thanks for watching and happy coding.